If you come across a radio frequency anywhere, putting more variety and more diversity on the air than KBLA Talk 1580, we sure would like to hear about your discovery. You got to have vision. You can search. We are confident that you won't find more shows covering more topics, hosted by a more diverse and inclusive lineup of talkers than the squad we have assembled here at KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the time, brothers. This is the time.
We've got something for everybody.
That's right.
Health and healing, history and humor, issues and events, empowerment and entertainment, all in one station.
What's really going on?
Free enterprise.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
King Kong ain't got on me. You ready? Queen of Royal Bang.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my daylight clothes or is it just my daylight song? What I do ain't make-believe. People say I sit and try, but when it comes to being daylight, it's just me, myself, and I.
Well, happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I am your host, Robin Ayers, and I'm always so happy to report that I'll be here with you from 6 to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday on your drive home. And listen, your drive home tonight might feel a little better because it's Friday. I don't know how you're feeling. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel really good, actually. I don't know, some of you may know that I was recently in a car accident, and I have to do some ongoing therapy for my back and all that stuff. So I feel good. I had a massage today, so I feel nice. I hope you feel nice. I hope you're smiling on the way home. We've got some great topics for you today. And as always, you are more than welcome to call into the show at any point in time at 1-800-920-1580. You can also stream us live on your YouTube page as well. That's KBLA 1580. And I have to tell y'all, we have a community over there. Oh, yeah, we're lit on YouTube. It is fun. It is exciting. It's energized over there. So shout out to all of my community and my watchers and listeners over there on YouTube. And if you're listening on the KBLA 1580 app, shout out to you as well. If you don't want to call or you don't want to watch on YouTube, or maybe you can't, maybe you do have access to the app where you can use the open mic feature. Shout me out. Say whatever you want to say. You never know. We may end up playing that on the air as well. While you are over there on the internet, make sure that you are following KBLA 1580. Now, I say this, and I know you hear this, but are you actually doing it? Are y'all going over there, stopping what you're doing, and going ahead over to KBLA 1580 and following our pages? Make sure you do that. And you can follow me at Robin Ayers on all of my socials as well. Speaking of YouTube, yet again, I told you guys yesterday that I was going to do another contest, and I didn't have Andy do it this time, but I did it off air. Fahima Sek. Can you believe it? Fahima Sek, you are the winner of today's prize, and that's going to be a candle. I will touch base with you. I appreciate all of you taking your screenshots and you posting on social media. That's always so fun to watch. Y'all be catching the craziest faces, though. I'm going to post them anyway, but y'all be catching my crazy faces, my laughing faces, and all of that stuff. I don't take any offense to it all. I just truly enjoy the fact that you guys are in this with me and you're engaging with me. I definitely appreciate you for that. We have some great topics for you tonight. The entertainment business is never sleeping, so there's always going to be things to talk about. Today, I woke up to a notification that one of my favorite groups, as Andy was so eloquently playing for us right now, was De La Soul. They had a celebration last night. It looked like it was off the chain. It was fantastic. It was great. It was a two-part celebration. They were celebrating the streaming of their their music catalog, but also they celebrated the passing of one of the members of their group, which I don't think got enough publicity. We'll talk about that in a little while. We're also going to talk about Chris Rock. Chris Rock is in the news again. He's talking about Will Smith yet again. We'll talk about what he said that's got some people up in arms. They're talking about Chris or they're talking about Will on social media, and we'll talk about exactly what he said that's making people, give him the side eye a little bit. Another person who's getting the side eye, Deion Sanders. People are coming at Deion Sanders. It's like, can the brother win? I don't know. People are upset at the fact that now he's over here talking to his Colorado band director and dance team, and he's talking to them about adopting the HBCU band culture. That's interesting. Very interesting. We'll talk about why in a little while. We're also going to talk about Tisha Campbell. Tisha Campbell, fantastic thing that she did for Gabrielle Union years ago, and we'll just talk about why. And her comment on it is actually great, and it goes with the entire theme of Women's History Month, which we are in. It is March, and it is Women's History Month, so we'll talk about something great that she's doing. Travis Scott, man, listen, Travis, if you're listening, I want you to stay out of trouble. It looks like he's continuing to maybe get himself in some legal trouble at a party or an event, something that he was at recently. These two things happened that same exact night, which was the throwing of another fan's phone. We just talked about that with Chris Brown yesterday. We talked about that also with Bad Bunny. He threw a fan's phone. But this time, I believe that the woman isn't happy because the phone actually hit her. That same night, he allegedly assaulted a sound engineer. So we'll talk about that and what's going on with these celebrities. Do they feel like they're invincible? What should happen? What are the ramifications to doing something like that? We simply don't know, but I'm telling you what, we're going to talk about it when we come forward with an amazing contributor that we have tonight. I know you're listening because we got a lot to talk about. This is really exciting, and I'm so glad to have him here. We're going to talk about that on the other side. You are listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
You're inside the Robin with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Santa Anita Park, the premier race place for thoroughbred racing, and Sapphire Marketing have combined to present the Big Cat Party in the elegant Chandelier Room on Saturday, March 4th from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. and after party until 7 p.m. This is a VIP event for the grown and classy. Your VIP access gets you complimentary beer and champagne upon arrival, one per guest, with an amazing buffet, complimentary cocktail tasting, live entertainment, and exciting live thoroughbred racing. Tickets can be purchased online at santaanita.com/sapphire or call 626-574-6402. The after party starts after the last race, which includes more food, more drinks, more music, and a meet and greet with the jockeys. That's the Big Cat Party, Saturday, March 4th in the Chandelier Room at Santa Anita Park, the premier race spot. Tickets can be purchased online at santaanita.com/sapphire or call 626-574-6402.
The South Los Angeles Clergy for Public Accountability invites you to an ecumenical and interfaith service in solidarity in support of our friend and brother, the Honorable Mark Ridley Thomas. Come join us this Sunday, March 5th, from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the historic Holman United Methodist Church, located at 3320 West Adams Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. A veritable who's who of clergy will encircle Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas, praying that in the days ahead, justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream, and, of course, the music is going to be fire. If you're a friend or a supporter of MRT, we hope you will come show your solidarity this Sunday, March 5th, from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Holman United Methodist Church, again, located at 3320 West Adams Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. We'll see you there.
Did you know Nissan EVs have traveled 8 billion miles? Just a quick trip to Pluto and back. And what did we learn along the way? Well, that an EV can take on the world, like the Nissan Leaf. It can move racing forward and take your breath away, like the all-new Nissan Ariya. We learned to make EVs that electrify. 8 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010. 2023 Ariya has limited availability. All-wheel drive expected availability early 2023, subject to change.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You can enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You can start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now's the time. Go to mycomputercareer.edu.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Robin Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, you know that we have a lot to talk about. I am telling you, I can't wait to talk about it all with this amazing contributor that we have with me today. He's Hollywood's media prince, and he is literally out there with his ear to the ground. Is that how you say it, Ty? Ty Cole, come on up in here, because you are just everywhere. You know what's going on. How are you today?
I am good. I am really good. It is Friday. I am in good spirits, even though I had a long day. I just did a junket actually earlier for John Wick 4. So I got to talk to the entire cast. And I made a little moment, Robin. So Lawrence Fishburne and I interviewed him, and he loved my Rick Owens boots that I had on. And he was like, oh, my goodness, my daughter would love these because they're like unisex. They're like these cute platform Rick Owen, Doc Martin collaboration vibe. And now my boots live in Lawrence Fishburne's phone because he took a photo of it when he wrapped the interview.
Oh,
so
that is a
I
moment.
Fishburne's phone.
Okay, that is definitely a moment. I'm glad to hear that you guys touched base on something and that your boots are now in Lawrence Fishburne's phone. That is awesome. You know,
look at that. The boots make more history than me.
Yeah, exactly. Ty, I'm actually glad that you touched on. You said it's you're feeling good. I'm glad mentally you're okay because I know there's a lot going on, especially when you're in the entertainment business. And I don't know that anyone knows that more than De La Soul. De La Soul, who's been around for decades. One of the first hip-hop groups that I fell in love with. I just love their music. To this day, I think it stands the test of time. But they have gone through a lot lately, and they had the passing of one of their members, Trugoy. And I was upset because it did not get a lot of publicity. But they were able to have a celebration for him last night. They also celebrated the fact that finally their music is streaming. So, first of all, I got to ask, because Ty, I'm going to hang up on you if you don't say yes to this, but are you a De La Soul fan?
Yes, I am a De La Soul fan.
Okay.
I do know a little bit. It was a little bit, before my time.
Yeah.
However, my parents, they definitely had it on the house, so yes.
That's all that matters. We have to do our job as parents to put our kids up on really good music. So I'm glad to hear you say that you are a fan. Do you agree with me that that there was not a lot of publicity? I didn't see the pictures. I didn't even see a lot of blogs and news channels and platforms picking up the story about Trugoy. Do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, so honestly, I didn't know about it so I also work at Hip Hop Wired, and I found out during brunch.
Yeah.
And I only knew about it because they had told me, like, oh, hey, Ty, like, can you get this up for the social channels? Outside of us, I really didn't even realize. Like, there was no pickup, even, like, as we kept following the story. Mm-hmm. None of the other publications, from what I've seen, really followed the story until recently when it came to all of their music now being available on streaming services, and also the Daisy tribute concert show that happened yesterday in New York City.
It was fantastic. I know that Queen Latifah, Moni Love, Dave Chappelle, Common, they were all in the house, and it looked like it was just a fantastic time. So I'm really, really happy that they got to celebrate. It was a two-part celebration, if you let me tell it. So it looked really good, and I'm glad that they had that opportunity.
Yeah, and also at the end, from what I saw, so our managing editor over at I1 for Hip Hop Wired and Cash's, Alvin, he got a really good clip, which is on our social channels now. And you can see at the end of Dave Chappelle's spiel, there's like a bunch of balloons that popped out. So it really felt like a beautiful send-off for, you know, their unfortunate fallen member, despite the lack of, you know, media attention around his passing.
Yeah, definitely. So in honor of De La Soul, I appreciate Andy for going ahead and playing some of that music. He did pass away on February 12th. It is now March 3rd, and again, still not a lot of publicity, but I think they're starting to do more interviews about, obviously, his passing and the music being able to be streamed as well. So, you know, hopefully we start to make some noise around that, because he definitely deserves that, and De La Soul for sure deserves for us to be able to stream their music, which we can now do. So I'm very, very happy to hear that. Ty, listen, I know that you just had a wonderful run-in with Will Smith, and he's going to be up in this next topic. You were talk to us, because I know you attended you attended the African American Film Critics Association, where he just accepted that award for emancipation. First of all, how was that experience for you?
So being a critic at AFCA is amazing. It was my first time ever for their 14th annual dinner that they had. Being in attendance was great. I was at the table with a few other great folks. You had VPs from all the big publications, you name it. I was at the table with she's the EVP there, SVP or VP. She's a P. I know that. She's in charge. And when Will Smith came in, the amount of people that flooded and flocked, Robin, when I tell you, we were all in mid-conversation, and once people saw Will Smith, people got their phones out. They bombarded the man. The man didn't get a chance to sit down for a good 10, 15 minutes, but he was in high spirits. Everyone was excited. And you could just tell that, you know, despite what happened, which I wish we would stop talking about it, we still love him.
Yes.
We still love him. We still champion him. He gave a phenomenal speech because he was there to accept an award on behalf of emancipation. So, you know, being there and listening to him speak, it was my second time seeing him, because I got to interview him a year ago and see him for the National Review. To see him back in the streets again, and to see him still smiling, still in high spirits, still positive, despite all the backlash and the blowback, it was amazing to see. And us in the audience, we gave him a standing ovation. And, you know, it was a great moment. I think he really, really enjoyed everything and every bit of it.
Yeah, that sounds well-deserved. I hate to hear that it seems as though, I'll say, Chris Rock is seemingly still going on the negative with this, right? He's still going in a negative direction with this entire slap. Now, don't get me wrong. He has all the right in the world to feel pained by that. He feels he has the right to feel insulted and hurt and angry even behind that slap. It was an international news. But it seems as though Will Smith has moved on, and Chris Rock has recently stated that he watched Emancipation just to see Will Smith get whipped in the film. And there are some people who are snarking at it, looking at Chris Rock with the side eye, because they're like, "Come on now, Chris. I mean, can we rise above here?" What are your thoughts on that? Is he doing too much, or do you feel like Chris Rock has the right to be in this space that he's in?
I feel that everyone and their emotions are valid. You know, it kind of pivots a little bit into what happened this past week with, or weekend rather, with Michael B. Jordan and, you know, L'Oreal. You know, whatever decide what happened years ago, someone, how you make that person feel is never invalid, right?
That's right.
So him doing that to Chris Rock, his feelings are validated. I feel that while your feelings are validated, it is interesting that you watch a film that is based and inspired off of a true story, to watch him get whipped, where, you know, you're seeing it as like, oh, I'm watching him get whipped, but this is your ancestor as well. These are our ancestors who had to go through these things. So you are now using this powerful film and you're taking away from it by trying to make it into a funny running pun or a cheeky moment for your material, where I feel as though you can use your material just in a different way and not using that specific film. Maybe you could talk about another film you feel like he wasn't the greatest in as an actor. You know, you can have your opinion on things, but to say that you watch something for him to get whipped is insane. And, you know, something that Will Smith did say in his speech, I will say really quickly, during the AFCA Awards, he talked about how this white actor went off book and spat on his chest to make the scene more real. And, you know, the actor kept spitting on him, and it was to the point where he heard a voice, and Antoine Fuqua says, let's do a take without the spit. You know, let's do a take without this kind of spit. I feel like we spat on, not me, the people have spat on Will Smith, you know, and some, you know, if they feel it's very rightfully so, then sure. They spat on him for what he had did to Chris Rock, and I feel as though if you are going to continue to spit on him, use something else, because you are using someone's actual story now. You know, this is inspired by a true story, and I think that is really unfortunate that this is the route that he decided to take on for his material for his upcoming Netflix special.
You wrapped that up so perfectly. That was the perfect bow tie. I love how you said it. Let's have another take without the spit. I think that we can move on past this. I think it would be fantastic if Chris Rock would at least have a conversation with Will. I think they would both enjoy that, or maybe not enjoy, but at least get to the bottom of it and respect each other maybe at the end of the day, just so that we can move on past this event and enjoy both of them and their work for who they are and what they provide in entertainment for the fans, the millions of fans that they had combined. So hopefully the things that I'm hearing as far as Chris Rock planning on talking about this slap in his next special, I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if he's indeed going to go forth with it at all, but I'm just hoping that they can squash this at the end of the day and move forward. That's what I'm hoping.
Yes, you're two black, powerful men in media. There's not that many of us here.
Yes.
So I feel as though we have to take that into consideration. Like I said, his feelings are valid.
Right.
I do wish that there can be a conversation, because the world's looking at y'all, and they already have a preconceived notion. Some folks have a preconceived notion on how we act, react, and how we handle situations.
That's right.
So I just feel like let's not, like I said, let's do a take without the spit. Let's not keep giving them a show.
Let's do a take without the spit. That is going to be my new line right there. I know we got it from Will, but that's going to be my new line. Let's do a take without the spit.
Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation and have a private one. You know, you don't have to put it out here on social media to get more clicks and more viewership. You can have a private conversation, and you can settle things together as two grown men in media.
That's right. I need to get your thoughts. I need to get your thoughts on what's going on and how you view Deion Sanders and what he is now being.
I got today.
Okay, yeah, because as we all know, he was over at Jackson State, and he left there after a couple of seasons, but went over to Colorado, and now a clip has surfaced on him talking to the band director and the dance team, talking about adopting the HBCU band culture. What are your thoughts on that? Because people are like, listen, if you wanted HBCU culture, you should have never left Jackson State in the beginning, right? Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah. I feel as though, you know, Deion Sanders has been in the news cycle for the past week and a half in not a favorable way.
Yeah.
When I did my research on the statistics on how many people are actually, you know, black people are actually at the school, 2.6%. So fairly low. So you're trying to bring this really big black-focused, black-centered tradition to a predominantly white school institution, and trying to, you know, amplify that culture, but there's not that many people from that culture there to even educate. So how can you bring something to another land without its education? Because it's going to get lost in translation. It's kind of like Bring It On. You know, you're bringing something over to someone else. They're taking it, they're putting their own spin on it, but they don't realize where it came from. And that right there is literally America in but a few sentences.
Ooh.
So
it's a mic drop right there.
That we need to do a little bit better when it comes to wanting to incorporate our culture into other spaces without us being represented. Because let me tell you this, they're not going to have their spaces, infiltrated with a bunch of us without the education. They're going to give us the education. They're going to give us the understanding from their world if we're entering this one of their spaces. That's happened with country, which actually came from Black people. However, they're in that space, they're in that space. So, they're going to give us their education on what they feel we need to know and their understanding. So when it comes to HBCU culture, no one there understands it. Somebody's a teacher there. And let's also say this, too. Let's say the numbers continue to decrease and there's little to no Black people on the campus, but you have this dance HBCU culture there. Who's going to take over the reign?
Whew.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
So this goes hand in hand. This goes hand in hand with, a lot of his thought process, which is confusing, even when it came down to him talking about his criteria on the recruiting process. We want mother, father, dual parents. Well, if you have a criteria for the kind of quarterbacks you're going to recruit, then you need to have a criteria for you start bringing in another culture's culture into a predominantly white state.
Well said, well said. Ty, we have to keep you around because we are not done breaking down these topics, and you are killing the game right now. So we're going to go to news, traffic, and sports right now, and on the other side, we're going to continue to break down these wonderful entertainment topics. You are still inside the Rob Report, and you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
More of the Rob Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. There's new information regarding the actions of two EMTs who responded during the beating of Tyree Nichols by Memphis, Tennessee police. Reports say J. Michael Sandridge and Robert Long failed to provide care to Nichols for 19 minutes during a traffic stop on January 7th. In addition, 27 minutes went by before Nichols was taken from the scene in an ambulance. He died 3 days later. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is accusing members of his own party of sitting back like potted plants in the culture war debates. While speaking to top GOP donors, DeSantis called out Republicans for not doing more to push back against so-called woke ideology. Netflix is teaming up with comedian Chris Rock for the first ever global live stream special this weekend in Baltimore, Maryland. Rock is scheduled to perform his show titled Selective Outrage on Saturday. A pre-show program will include comedian Wanda Sykes. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network at BINnews.com.
In Lackawanna Flint Ridge on the 210 westbound before Angeles Crest Highway, we've got a SIG alert with a disabled big rig blocking the right lane and still trouble in Anaheim Hills. First off, SIG alert 91 eastbound after the 241, the 3 right lanes are closed for cleanup of some debris. And on the 91 westbound after Lakeview Avenue, the 2 left lanes are blocked as well as both of the fast track lanes. It's an investigation from that earlier police chase.
Hi, I'm Kyle, and my company is Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 to provide custom blinds, shades, and shutters at affordable prices. Our blinds are easy to install and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive professional. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. Visit jpmorganchase.com/racial equity and get the tools to help reach your financial goals.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
UCLA's men's basketball team is edging closer to locking down one of the 4 number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament. The 4th-ranked Bruins have won 9 straight and are clearly the dominant team in the West. The Bruins are 26-4 overall, 17-2 in the Pac-12 Conference. They played number 8 Arizona Saturday night at Pauley Pavilion. The Clippers are not the only NBA team that has not won a game since the All-Star break. Brooklyn, Detroit, Oklahoma City, and Houston are having the same issue. The Clippers limp into Sacramento tonight. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by Original Taco Pete's.
Aaron at Original Taco Pete's. Come in today for our tasty seasoned black taco. We're at 3272 West Slauson, off Crenshaw, or call 323-348-4441.
Hi, I'm civil rights attorney Areva Martin, host of Areva Martin in Real Time, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Be sure to tune in weekdays at 4:35 p.m. starting Tuesday, March 7th for your daily download on the federal bribery trial of LA City Council member Mark Ridley Thomas. The case is sure to have many twists and turns, and our program will be the show of record in the case of United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas. We have our own seasoned justice correspondent who will be checking in with us to keep you up to speed on the daily details of this high-profile legal case. Be sure to tune in to Areva Martin in Real Time, weekdays at 4:35 p.m. starting Tuesday, March 7th for United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast. To learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com. California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast. To learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com.
Hi, it's Lynn Richardson with the Millionaires Roundtable. Have you heard about Lendistry? Come on now. Lendistry is a national black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Whether financing is needed to increase working capital, acquire a business, purchase inventory and equipment, or refinance debt, Lendistry has a solution for you. Lending products range from traditional business term loans and lines of credit to SBA 7A loans and commercial real estate financing. Lendistry's pre-application process is simple and does not impact your credit score. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA. That's LENDISTRY.com/KBLA to learn more and get started with an application right on the website.
The South Los Angeles Clergy for Public Accountability invites you to an ecumenical and interfaith service in solidarity in support of our friend and brother, the Honorable Mark Ridley Thomas. Come join us this Sunday, March 5th, from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the historic Holman United Methodist Church, located at 3320 West Adams Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. A veritable who's who of clergy will encircle Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas, praying that in the days ahead, justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream, and, of course, the music is going to be fire. If you're a friend or a supporter of MRT, we hope you will come show your solidarity this Sunday, March 5th, from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Holman United Methodist Church, again, located at 3320 West Adams Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. We'll see you there.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
too far. I can't keep my cool, baby, baby. I can't hold it inside.
You are listening to the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm really enjoying this conversation that we're having today with my contributor, Hollywood Prince of Media. We appreciate you so much, Ty Cole, for being here with us today at KBLA. You know, if you're just joining us, we're talking about De La Soul, who lost a member of their group that no one was talking about. Trugoy passed away on February 12th. It is now March 3rd. We're just really kind of getting wind of it. So they did celebrate him last night. They also celebrated the fact that their music was released. Finally, digital streaming, it was released. We talked about Chris Rock still talking about Will Smith, and that he watched the Emancipation movie just to see Will Smith get whipped. And, you know, I don't know. I think people feel two ways about it, that he can be still upset because he has the right to be, or, you know what, Chris, I think it's time to get over it and move past, and everybody just go their own way. We also talked about Deion Sanders, who is now at Colorado State, and he was at Jackson State, and he had the whole HBCU culture, and now he's trying to get Colorado's band and team to go ahead and adopt the HBCU culture, and we felt like, if you wanted black culture and HBCU culture, maybe you should have stayed with Jackson State. Now I want to get into something a little more happy, Ty. About 3 months ago, Gabrielle Union was on The View, and Joy Behar was asking her about a sexual assault that Gabrielle Union had when she was, younger. And I'm gonna play a little bit of that and what Gabrielle Union said about Tisha Campbell, which I thought was very, very powerful. So let's go ahead and play. Joy Behar just asked her about her sexual assault, and she's talking to Gabrielle Union. Let's take a listen.
Where do you get the courage to be so open? Because a lot of, people in the business, they do not tell everything.
No.
And they're right, of course.
I was lucky to come up with some OGs that were very transparent and very honest, and they were not interested in watching me fail or flail. And they always stepped in with the truth and with the transparency of their lives, and that's how they put me on. Like Tisha Campbell paid for therapy for me.
Wow.
That was not covered by SAG insurance, by the way.
Yeah.
Out of pocket. It's like 10 sessions like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's someone, who really has your back. And so when I got into a position where I have a pretty large platform and microphones in my face every day, do I want to lie to the people? Or do I want to share information and the resources and how I got out of that?
She talked about Tisha Campbell paying out of pocket for therapy for her, which was incredible. And now Tisha had an opportunity to sit on The View as well and talk about why she did that. She says she likes to see her sisters win. Ty, don't we need more of that in this crazy entertainment industry? We need more sisterly love. We need more black love. Tell me your thoughts on Tisha Campbell being able to say that, and your thoughts on entertainment and blacks in the entertainment business.
Tisha Campbell is a rarity because you don't find that, and you will very seldomly find someone who is going to have your best interests, who's going to want to champion you and lift you up. I experienced it firsthand from you, with this opportunity. With, you didn't have to put my name in the hat, and you was like, I think Ty would be great for this. And now here we are having conversation. So it's all about, pushing things and moving things forward and uplifting each other. I think the action that Tisha Campbell did for Gab Union is not only remarkable, but she saw that this one was going through something and didn't know where to run and said, you know what? Instead of me turning a blind eye, like how a lot of people do, I'm going to stick by her. I'm going to support her. I'm going to push her. I'm going to champion her. Gab Union even discussed how her recent role, if you all have not watched, please watch Season 3 of Truth Be Told. She had a specific character there where it helped her mend her emotions and feelings towards that sexual assault that she experienced. Yeah. And she has said that. So, it's great to have those people. I mean, even recently with Jerry Johnson, I'm not sure if you got to catch that, but she was at a Hollywood party and someone sexually assaulted her. You know, and spoke out about it. And all of her castmates from Harlem were supporting her and sharing it on their stories and letting people know, getting the word out there. So I think when we begin to recognize that we are stronger in numbers and that solidarity should not be a rarity, we as a Black community can be in a larger and a bigger, grander space. The folks around us want us to be crabs in a barrel, and a lot of times we fall victim and we fall towards the bait. Let's stop taking the bait. Let's start being in solid relationships and community. We can't preach community and not try to have community.
You know, I love that you said solidarity. That is a beautiful word, especially in terms of what we're talking about. Just in the entertainment industry alone, I think that so many people feel that if you're in this industry, there's only one opportunity, and we all need to go ahead and grab it, but that's not the truth. And so, you know, I'm glad to see that Tisha was able to be there for Gabrielle Union. And to be honest with you, I've experienced Gabrielle Union paying it forward to other people as well. So I'm hoping that by them being, you know, open about this and talking about this and in public, actually, that it inspires more women and especially Black people, especially in the entertainment industry. We need more of it. Let's move on because I'm watching my time here, Ty. We got to talk about this Travis Scott situation. Now, Travis Scott, he has been in the media, and it seems as though he's been in some trouble time and time again. We're talking about all these celebrities who feel like they have the nerve, the audacity to take fans' phones and toss them and throw them a piece of equipment that could be so expensive for one person that may not hold enough value for them. But that's exactly what he did. He went ahead and threw a fan's phone, and the same night he allegedly assaulted a sound engineer. What do you think the ramifications should be for people who are caught on camera, these artists, taking people's property and throwing them?
You know, I feel that it's so unfortunate that these situations happen because people are coming out to support them. You know, like people are paying money to support you.
Yeah.
So I think that we need to keep that in mind, regardless of what you're feeling at the moment. Sometimes you're not even really mad at the person. It could have just been the camel, or the last straw that broke the camel's back. When I saw the clip with Travis snatching the fan's phone and then allegedly tossing it, allegedly harming the fan, you know, it's unfortunate because the media is not going to only just look at this specific situation. They're going to relay it back to that Astro World situation where Travis was very sympathetic to his fans and to the crowd. So it's unfortunate, but it's easy for folks to now say, well, weren't you just, you know, upset at what happened towards your fans when they were harmed, and here you are harming a fan yourself?
Yeah.
So I feel like even with Chris Brown snatching the girl's phone and tossing it into the crowd, these people are paying money for this. So are you going to reimburse them? And if you are going to reimburse them, you know, you can't be taking people's property because you don't want it done to you.
That's exactly right. Ty, you are just a gem. I've had a great time discussing these conversations with you. I truly appreciate you coming on. Hollywood's Media Prince, where can people find you online, Ty?
Of course, if you want to hear more of me, you know, chatting about all things media and seeing my interviews, you can follow me on Twitter at I am Ty, T-Y, Cole, C-O-L-E, or you can find me on Instagram at Ty Cole TV.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Raw Report. I'm sure we're going to hear back from you very, very soon. Thank you so much, and happy Friday to you, Ty.
Happy Friday. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Take care. When we come forward, who's got next is one of my favorite things to talk about on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Black women and get the job done. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. Story courtesy of CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Representative Barbara Lee holds her first campaign rally at Laney College in Oakland, California, declaring, "We fight for freedom, dignity, justice, and together we win." Representative Lee said that that's why she's running for U.S. Senate. She is the highest-ranking African-American woman in the U.S. Congress and the only African-American so far in the 2024 California senatorial race. Lee, who is 76, is serving her 12th term in the U.S. Congress. I'm Maisha Cairo for KBLA 1580, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
Tune in to More Than That with Gia Peppers live this Sunday at 4 p.m. on KBLA Talk 1580 or wherever you listen to podcasts. This episode of More Than That is sponsored by MasterCard, supporting future entrepreneurs with the digital tools and resources they need to thrive, because blazing a trail for tomorrow's superstars is priceless.
Did you know that California has the first in the nation task force to study reparations for African Americans? The work of the task force is to examine and recommend to the state legislature potential remedies of compensation, rehabilitation, and restitution for African Americans, with a special consideration for the descendants of persons enslaved in the United States. The task force has been hosting public hearings across the state to create awareness and educate the public. Be part of history and join them for public comment from 9 to 10 a.m. on March 3rd and 4th in Sacramento at the next Reparations Task Force meeting. For more information, visit the California Department of Justice website at oag.ca.gov. That's oag.ca.gov. Or you can send them an email from the website. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Congratulations to the Radiology Department of the County of Los Angeles for being this week's winner of KBLA's Office of the Week. Log on to KBLA1580.com to enter your office to win lunch for 10, delivered by John O'Groats Family Restaurant.
Can't you just see the smile on her face over the radio right now? Let's get back to more of the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
With Robin Ayers. Yes, you are listening to the Raw Report, and you're also listening to me tell you who I think got next. Oh, my goodness, Alex Isley. Alex Isley has been around for many, many, many years, and I actually have to shout out Sir Hughes, because I know about Alex Isley. I'm always adding people to my list of people who I think who's got next, and she's definitely one of them. I saw her years ago, probably 10 or more years ago, performing at an event, and I was stuck from that moment on. And if you're wondering, yes, that famous Isley name, she is the daughter of Ernie Isley from the prolific soul group, the Isley Brothers, whom I love. I love the Isley Brothers, so you can imagine Alex Isley is doing it just the same. I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of her music. You can find her everywhere. She's streaming all around, but this is a little something from Alex Isley. It's called Such a Thing.
Tiptoe around my door, was not looking for you, busy finding who I am. Just 1 year ago, you couldn't have told me that this was a part of my plan. Never imagined such a thing. Never imagined such a thing. So beautiful. Never imagined such a thing. Never
That's a vibe. I know you feel it. I know you hear it. That's a vibe. That is Alex Isley. Such a thing. She is not new to the game, but she is definitely still on the rise. And I believe she's who's got next because she is obviously already taken off. She's got millions of views and followers who really they keep up with her. When I tell you she's performing at a place, she's got all of her fans who come up in the building and they support her. And so Alex Isley is doing her thing, and it's almost inevitable with the Isley brothers as well. But Alex Isley today is Who's Got Next. On the other side, we are going to talk about what you cannot miss. I'm actually very excited to bring you this as well. You're listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Robin Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
So I did something kind of cool for my birthday last year in October. If you really want to know, it's October 12th. Libras in the building. Libras, hey. That's right, Andy. October babies. But I did something pretty cool, and I was set on this. Let me give you the background. I went to if you remember from the Raw Report, I had Mashonda T. Frere on the Raw Report before, and she's very, very into black art and art exhibits, and she had a beautiful gallery here. It was a pop-up, and I attended her gallery, and it was an exhibit that she had, I think maybe a month long, and I had attended. It was wonderful, and the day that I had gone, there was a panel, and when I attended and just listened to learn more about black art and artists, this wonderful, beautiful woman, Lisan Basquiat, was there. And she talked about her very famous brother who is passed on, and I'm sure you've heard of Basquiat, the really famous artist. She was talking about how she has taken over his estate, and both her and her sister, they still promote all of his artwork. They still very much carry on his name with exhibits, and they were talking about the exhibit that was going on in New York at that time. Jean-Michel Basquiat, King's Pleasure, was absolutely amazing, and I had to go. I took a flight to New York, and I was like, listen, I'm going here only for this exhibit, and it was absolutely incredible. And I'm still learning about black art, but it was fascinating to learn about him as an artist and his the start that he had and where it came from, and some of the things that he thought about while he was painting, and it had their real life artifacts inside the exhibit. some of his home, when his early years, from his home, his actual home, and dishes and couches and things like that they had in the actual exhibit. And there were videos that you can see from his past. And I'm sure you've heard of Basquiat from very famous, rappers like Jay-Z, and he's really all in the hip-hop culture. But if you get a chance to go see King's Pleasure, Jean-Michel Basquiat, it is absolutely incredible. It is playing, or not playing, it is the exhibit is happening here in Los Angeles. So if you are here, that is something that you cannot miss. You can't miss it. You're going to thank me for that later. I kid you not, you are. So make sure that you check that out. Once again, I am looking at you all in the YouTube chats. Make sure you like our videos. Make sure you share. I love the community that we are building over here. It feels really good to talk to you guys every single day. And Fahima, you are today's winner. You will get your candle. I'm going to connect with you on that. Thank you all for taking your screenshots. Thank you for posting away. Continue to do that. And we're going to keep rocking like this every single day. So, you have me Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. So I will definitely be back with our contributor next week. And don't forget, we've got some amazing interviews. When I say amazing, we have some amazing pop-in interviews that are going to be happening right here on the Raw Report. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that as well. But when we come forward, you got the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, who's always lighting it up in here. If you want to get your relationship intact, you want to hear some amazing quotes and amazing advice for your relationship, you have to check out the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. I am your host, Robin Ayers, and don't you forget that today and every day, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Construction of the Southern California to Las Vegas, Nevada bullet train is expected to start this year. The 218-mile rail line is expected to be finished by 2026 or 2027. Trains will travel up to 200 miles per hour. The trains will run on a fully electric, emission-free system.